It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
I needed to hit record on this because I just been dilly-dallying. I've been meaning to record for about an hour now, and I got caught up reading weird things on the internet and fun stories that don't need to make it on the podcast, but that I enjoyed, and I just knew I needed to hit record. We've got a fun podcast today. My buddy Myke's coming on. We continue the Peaceful Valley series, someone who's near and dear to my heart, about as near and dear as you can get. I love Myke, and so he comes on today because I have a basketball question for him. I have a friendship question for him to make him uncomfortable because he doesn't like these kind of things, and then I'm sure we'll nerd for a little bit. Excited to talk to Myke. Also on the podcast today, a Kelly's What Are You Into that I'm trying to remember what it is right now. Oh, I do remember. A little shout out to something in Spokane. We've got some fun comments to get to. I got to type in the Kelly's What Are You Into. This is unprofessional. We're going to get into some comments actually right off the bat when the show starts here in a moment. But before anything, I wanted to say thank you to the people who have supported this podcast on Patreon, patreon.com/Sean Widmer Podcast, including our newest Patreon member, K-Man. Thank you for getting on board. Supporting the podcast means so much. Keeps this thing working. Keeps me doing 3 episodes a week. And K-Man, you're going to get to hopefully enjoy, the weekend episodes that come out for Patreon members only, where a lot of times it's a guest that was on that week going with an extended conversation. I think there's going to be one of those next weekend that could be kind of fun. I have tracked down, and we're going to talk to my buddy Nick. And it's funny when I say my buddy Nick, he's my buddy Nick, who I've never met in real life, but who I've had a lot of conversations with on the internet. I've talked about this Madden Mania website. We're pulling someone out of that world. We're bringing them into the podcast, and you can experience what that was like, hopefully, when Nick and I catch up about that website and our lives in there. Okay, I have been, again, thank you, K-Man, for being the latest Patreon subscriber. That means a ton. If you want to help out with the podcast, you want to help it go, patreon.com/Sean Widmer Podcast. Okay, I mentioned a smoker. My father-in-law had the ribs on Memorial Day. They were phenomenal. Really, really good. Oh, my goodness. We had ribs and corn. There was a lot of other things on the table. There's a really good bean dip for chips. There was hot dogs for the kiddos, but also for the adults. There was a bunch of fruit and veggies. I'm telling you, ribs and corn, that's all you need. That's all you need. Who could ask for anything more? You are really high maintenance if you show up to a rib feed and all they've got is ribs and corn, and you're like, yeah, but I could probably use some coleslaw right about now. Do you have any carrots and celery to go with this? A salad? What are you doing? Ribs, corn, boom. I don't even need dessert at that point. It was amazing. So the ribs were great. Made me want to get into the smoker life even more. My buddy Ian sent me a really well thought out email about the pros and cons of a smoker. I'm not going to read it all right now, but he really gave me some good stuff because he's got kids, I've got kids, so he incorporated everything that goes into a smoker, how it works, what it requires, how that's good, how that's bad, how your kids can affect it, positive, negative. It was a spectacular email. So Ian, thank you for that. And then I got a couple texts from people who were like, dude, the smoker's great. I didn't get one message that said smokers suck. I didn't get that. And so that seems to be a pretty big positive, pretty big check mark in the smoker category. I will say I got a very funny comment. Sean'sLife.com is where you can comment. You can comment on Spotify. You can comment over on YouTube. We'll read the rest of the comments at the end of the episode, as we do with every episode. But my buddy Paul, this made me laugh. He said, you better get your kid tattoo quick. Once you get a smoker, you're going to want that for your first tattoo. Fair. So, that's such a big shout out that Paul's certain that when I get the smoker, the love I will have for the smoker will surpass the love I have for my children, which today, if I had got the smoker today, I probably would have done that. Considering that my pregnant wife, goes to the store to do grocery pickup with my daughter. I heard this story secondhand, but I could see it because my daughter had a trajectory today where she was going one of two ways. There was no middle ground for Olivia. It was going to be the worst or the best. And she's got in the habit of doing this, but she locked my wife out of the house. She runs in when we get in the garage. She runs in, and all my wife's trying to do is get into the house from the garage. And my daughter runs in anger, closes the garage door, and locks it. And so now my wife is locked out of the house. And these kind of things are going to be the rest of my life, the battle between my daughter and her mother, until my daughter is older. And that moment when I guess all daughters somehow realize it's this weird moment where they're like, oh, wait, my mom's actually my best friend. Why did it take me 23 years, 24 years to figure this out? I don't know. But that's how it goes. And so we're in the middle of it. We're starting it now. We're starting this thing where there's animosity and everyone's trying to get under everyone's skin. So I don't love when my daughter makes my wife mad. I like my wife a lot. So I'm not a big fan of that. And Olivia, come on, let's go. All that to say, I would have got the smoker tattoo today. My smoker wouldn't have locked my wife out of the house. I don't think my smoker would have offended the wife at all. So, yeah, it might have been a smoker tattoo today, Paul. I appreciate the message, though. Okay, Mychal Harris, my guy, one of my favorites. I had to call him today. I had a pickup basketball question for him. So let's get into that with Myke, and I'll catch you on the other side of Mike's phone call. I had to get a hold of him. I've got a basketball question, so I needed to ask it to someone who I love playing hoops with. In fact, Myke, I would say, I guess I'm going to introduce you as the 2 or 3 time MVP of Peaceful Valley. I think there was at least 2 or 3 years you were MVP. Is that right?
Maybe one. I'll take 2 though.
I think you get at least 2. I think some of the later years you figure the chord out. It's my buddy Myke Harris, and Myke, I think one of the years I'm kind of mad at you about, because one of the years I got off to a red hot start and I thought, this is it. This is my year. I'm going to be the best person at Peaceful this year. And then 2 things happened. One, you got hot. And when that happens, that's a tough deal. And then Matt Brunell, former Eastern Washington Eagle, he showed up and it was like, oh, I have no chance of being close to the best player on this court.
It happens like that sometimes.
Well, also, do you remember how good he was when he started coming down, when you get like a 6'8" shooter who comes down?
Yeah, not fun at all. Not when you're 5'10".
and he'd be wearing his beanie. He'd be wearing like his beanie and some non-basketball gear, and he'd hit every single shot. But he was so nice.
Yeah, super nice guy.
Dude, I had Wes on the podcast, I had Darnay on the podcast, asking them about Peaceful. How did you ever hear about the Peaceful run in 2016?
So it was one of Marcus's coworkers. Paul was a cook there, and then he just found out we liked basketball and was like, hey, you should come down and try this run, and it took off from there.
So I'll get sentimental with you. That worked out well for me because of everything that happened at Peaceful Valley. I can easily say Mychal Harris is the best thing that happened in my life, thanks to Peaceful. I mean, we met a lot of cool people. Darnay's great. Wes is great. Your brother's great. But, I mean, I'd say in terms of from that summer on, I've easily hung out with you the most of any of those people, as much as I love hanging out with everyone.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a great group. I mean, yeah, think about where everybody is at now, and, yeah, everybody's doing big things, and, yeah, just a great group of guys. Like, one of the best moments probably in Spokane that I've had. Just like, oh, yeah, man, this was just awesome, and met a lot of great people, like I said, so okay. Wonderful.
Now, can I ask you? Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for that, Myke. I got to ask you a hoops question.
Okay.
Pickup question. This is a pickup question, okay? This is not a question about any organized basketball or like you guys just are carrying a championship banner, I believe, in the City League. Is that right? Did you guys win the championship?
Yes, we won another championship.
Another one. All right, so
another one.
This not counting those. This is just pickup. Thursdays and Tuesday afternoons. Let's say you get around a guy, okay? And especially you're a quick guard. You get around a guy to go make a layup, and he's kind of on your hip or he's behind you, Is it ever okay in pickup to pump fake a layup?
No.
Okay.
Not when you're playing outside, especially. I would say no.
Myke, thank you. I've been whining about this, and I haven't really brought it up to the guys I'm playing with here because there's a couple guys who love this move, and I understand it in an organized game because you're gonna get a foul, right? The guy's gonna foul you, and you're probably gonna shoot free throws. But in an outdoor just pickup game, the only thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna undercut somebody who's trying to block you.
Yes. Yes. I'd say 9 times out of 10. But also, you got to be one. If you're going to do it in pickup, you got to try to catch the guy. If they leave the ground, it's not worth it to try to still draw a foul. There's already, it ain't. Yeah.
Well, you're not going to make the layup. There's the amount of people that can make that layup. No one can make it like with skill. It's true luck, and some people are just luckier than others. That layup's impossible. You have to catch the guy.
Yeah.
And at that point,
need to catch the guy, and it just. You might as well just shoot it or pass it.
Well, and Myke, you're putting yourself in. If you're the layup attempter and you pump fake, you're putting yourself in a bad spot because you're gonna have someone land on your back.
Yes.
Okay, that made me feel better. I overreact to everything on the court, and so I've been getting very irritated by that. And I thought I need to talk to Myke about it because you're level-headed. And so if it is what it is, you're just going to call a spade. And if I'm wrong about it, you're going to straight up always tell me, Sean, you're an idiot. That's not right. And I need that in my life.
Yeah, we all do. We all do.
Are you playing today? By the way, I'm calling you on a Tuesday. Are you playing today?
Yeah, I don't think so. The weather's looking kind of bad right now, and the group chat's not going off. So
okay, wait.
I think it might be another day.
Mychal,
we just got to pick another one.
Mychal, I specifically told Alex. Has Alex played with you guys?
I haven't been down there in a bit. I was on a little vacation, so he might have been. He's probably been down there once or twice.
I specifically said, "Don't take me out of the group text," and I'm out of the group text. that actually has me pissed off right now.
Well, we didn't want to do that to you. Honestly, you might not be too happy with the group text because a lot of days we haven't been able to get threes.
Okay. Oh, I hate it, dude.
And that's been rough.
Dude, I forgot. I haven't even really talked to you. I needed to ask you. Because you went to Europe what were you gone 2 weeks?
About a week and a half, yeah.
Dude, you and Robin were there forever. Okay, I've never been to Europe.
Not long enough. Not long.
Really?
Enough.
Okay, so I've never been to Europe. Anna at some point would love to go. I've kind of been like, is it awesome or is it? I mean, what? Tell me, is it worth it? Is it worth the trip?
I would say 100% yes. I would say it is worth the money spent, and just as long as you're making the most of it, that always helps too. But 100% worth it. Okay. Worth every penny.
Yeah, and the pictures you guys had posted and the pictures I got sent were, I mean, it was beautiful. It's like the stuff you see out of movies that I always assumed were just in movies that weren't like like normal people couldn't go to. But you guys saw all the cool stuff that you see on TV in the movies.
Yes, yeah. Got to partake a little bit.
Is there a spot that you would say is better than the others that you would, like, if anyone's asking, you immediately say, make sure you go to this place?
I mean, really, I would say go to all of them. We went to Madrid, Barcelona, and then little island Mallorca. Yeah, and then, I mean, it's hard to rank them. I couldn't, just because still riding that traveler's high, just like whenever I talk about it, like every spot's just had amazing stuff to do. And then we were in the city, like in it. So just kind of walk out from our Airbnb and we're already amongst the people and, just kind of walked around and saw the sights, the great architecture. Just, it was awesome. Just so many positive things to say. So
how did your communication go?
We did all right. I mean, I think they kind of know they're a little tourist hub, so they can speak English at least decent or understand it. So that was definitely, but yeah, there were a couple times you got to point at things but it really wasn't too bad.
Okay. That's cool. I mean, that's a whole different world. I can't even imagine. Picturing you trying to speak Spanish makes me laugh. Picturing Robin makes sense. Like I could see Robin getting into a foreign country and working her way through their language. I imagine a lot of hand gestures from you.
Yeah, a smile and a thumbs up.
Yeah, exactly.
And I point.
Yes, like trying to like draw a picture of the food you want to order for the waiter or waitress. Also, it's a crazy time difference going out there, but you work super late anyways, so you're up late. Did you notice a time difference, or was your head flipped upside down?
Really, it was the first day. We kind of went out early when we first got there, or around the town. And we're like, oh, let's go and take a nap. And I took probably the longest nap ever. It was like 8 hours. She tried to wake me up, and I was like, yeah, and then just right back to snoring. So after that day, I was great. But the time change, yeah, definitely hit hard the first day, and you're supposed to kind of rally the first day, and I was planning on it until I laid down, and that was it.
But then you were good the rest. Then you were good the rest of the trip, though.
Yes, yeah. We definitely. I mean, it was maybe tough to get up a little bit some days, but it was like, nope, we got to do it.
Man,
well, I mean, we're out traveling.
You guys, there's no kids involved in your life. It's just two young whippersnappers running around Europe. You can sleep in as long as you want and just enjoy every single moment of it. You lucky dog.
Just as much as I wanted, I was like, all right, 10 o'clock seems good.
Olivia would have rolled into the room at 6:45 and been like, hey, are you turning on the Hot Wheels show now or what? Because we are bored out of our brains.
What are you doing?
My gosh, all these sleeping. Myke, when are we ever allowed to talk about the big news? Is that something we have to wait for? We get to talk about it ever? When does that happen?
I mean, we could talk about it. Maybe not on this yet, but I mean, yes, I gotta still make some moves. Or whatever,
I like it. I like it.
But there's big news.
Big news. We'll get to big news. Okay, and Myke, I'm excited to hear. I'm excited to hear when people start showing up to hoops. I've got you to. I need you to start practicing because Hoopfest is in a month, and I've never won Hoopfest with you, and I want to win Hoopfest with you.
Yes, we need to. Yeah. I need to win with you as well. We got second, and then we had a third?
Yeah, second and third
matchup, and
And I feel like our team's good, man. I feel like Tony's gonna be all right. You and your brother are always good. You and Tony are really, really good at Hoopfest. You and Tony are really good. Marcus is the best basketball player I know who does not play well at Hoopfest offensively. It's the weird, right? I think he would agree. For some reason, his defense will be great. His hustle will be decent. But he dies at Hoopfest every year for some reason. And a guy who normally shoots the ball 50% will suddenly go 1 for 8. It's the weirdest thing. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be the heat. It's got to be the heat.
It's wild. I talked to him about it. He was like, I just can't shoot at Hoopfest. It's the craziest thing because he's one of the most talented basketball players I know. It's just this one weird weekend where that one issue happens for him, and it's wild. Maybe this year it's all going to come together for him.
Yep. We're going to have it all come together. I mean, it helps that he was playing for a little bit, not just being like, all right, hey, Hoopfest weekend, haven't played in 3 months, let's do this.
Yeah. I'm doing once a week right now. I've got to start doing my once a week, and then I've got to just go shoot outside. Like, that's an important thing. Oh, yeah. I've got to find the worst rims possible and just shoot a bunch of bricks and just get used to, like, bad rims. Even though the rims at Hoopfest are soft, you need to get used to outdoor rims.
Yeah. Those double rims will help out.
Dude, unbelievable. All right, man. Well, hey, thank you for the info on that. I 12 minutes for a 1 second question. Everyone at pickup who is pump faking on layups, stop it. You're just going to get someone hurt.
Yeah, stop it, or I'm a starfish and just land on you. I'm going to make sure to land on you.
I know, Myke. Well, that's the thing. It's like, once you pump fake, I'm going to try to block it. I don't feel bad. If you land on them, they're like, why would you do that? I don't feel bad. What did you want me to do?
Catch me.
The reason you pump fake was to get me to jump in the air and block your shot. So now I'm there. So you made this move. Now I don't know what they think is going to happen. Like, suddenly you can move your body midair and like just float around them and then land on the ground. I don't know, man. All right, dude.
Yeah.
Go.
Or pump fake and get out of the way. One of the two. If you're there, I'm landing on you.
Go get your dailies done in Star Wars. I don't know if you and Marcus are still playing it. I'm on it every day.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're on it every day. Every day.
I'm one battle away from what is it? The dark side Darth Revan.
Okay, there you go.
I've got one battle. I need to upgrade one person to like a battle level 20,000, and once they hit there, I'm getting him, and then I'm going to see what I can do with the dark side with a Darth Revan squad.
Darth Revan squad. It's pretty solid.
Is it better than light Revan? Because I'm struggling with light Revan.
I'm more of a light Revan fan myself. I like the Jedi. I like the light side.
So I like him too, but Myke, I can't win with him. I've got Revan, I've got Yoda, I've got Kenobi, Bastilla, is that her name?
Yeah, Bastilla. Mm-hmm.
And then I forget who my last one is. It's I always want to call him Bull Kong. Yeah, Jolie. I always want to call him Bull Kong, a former Gonzaga Bulldog, but it's Jolie. And I can't, dude. I can't. I'm missing something. There's something I'm missing that's not letting me win.
Oh, I could. Yeah, there's. I usually like Anakin in that team. He attacks and hits pretty hard.
Is that the one that, like, when I'm playing against him, he kneels down and you can't hit him, and then when he comes back up, he just annihilates your squad?
Oh, well, that one's even better. But the other one, I think it's just General Anakin, or no, what is it? Just Anakin Skywalker, I think.
And who do I sub out for him?
I would sub out probably Kenobi.
Okay. Oh, and I love him. But yeah, okay, that makes sense. Myke, thank you for
This
is the nerdiest part of the podcast in the history of the podcast, and I love it.
The nerdiest.
Everyone needs to play. What is it? Star Wars. What is the game called? I don't even know anymore.
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. If you, everyone needs to get this game on their phone. It is a great time suck. It is super easy to just click into for a couple minutes here and there and put away. It cost Marcus, Mike's brother, it cost him Gloomhaven. I truly believe that. We were playing Gloomhaven and Marcus was too busy dinking around on his phone with Star Wars, and he missed out on an entire 6 months of magic in our lives, all because of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Mm-hmm. He at least showed up, but yes, he was on that Star Wars.
He would just sit on the couch. We're like, you, Tyler, and I are having the greatest time of our life, and he's on the couch just like, oh man, this guy, I just lost my conquest. And you're like, what? Why are you doing that right now? But you know what? That's how Marcus rolls. All right, Myke, go have a good day. I'll talk to you soon.
All righty, sounds good, Sean. You have a good one as well. All right, later.
Mid-range Myke. Best mid-range game in the West. Love that dude. He did not want to bite on me saying he was the greatest thing to come from Peaceful Valley. He didn't want to bite and say, like, you know what, Sean? I really appreciate our friendship too. He was like, dude, you're like on a list of my best friends. I mean, you might be in double digits, but I'd say low trips for you. So I tried. I cast the line out there looking for a little compliment back, and Myke did the Myke thing, and he avoided it at all costs. So I'll have to call Marcus, his brother, next week and see if I can fish it out of him. Thank you, Myke.
Kelly's, what are you into?
Dear Spokane, Washington, I gotta say, I saw the headline, and I would be excited if I was you. There was a big headline that came out a number of years ago that Spokane was getting a Chick-fil-A. And Chick-fil-A is fine. Chick-fil-A is fine. I'm not a diehard Chick-fil-A person. I think it's good. I do not think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's good. But I'm not blown away. I'm not going out of my way to go to Chick-fil-A. My wife, on the other hand, is. She loves Chick-fil-A. Loves it. And so when it came to Spokane, she was real excited about it. My buddy Josh was real excited about it. And that's great. So Spokane gets a Chick-fil-A. It goes very well. It's, I'm sure, still busy there, and that's all well and good. They got one. The new one they're getting, it looks like, in 2025, Raising Cane's. This one I feel differently about than Chick-fil-A. I love Raising Cane's, and I've only ever had it here in Kentucky, and it is one of my favorites. I do not go there a lot. I don't know why. I just don't. If we're choosing somewhere to go and we're going to do like a fast food night and we're just going to try to get something quick, and Anna goes, where do you want to go? I'm pretty basic. I'm 42 years old. I kind of have my list of the major fast food places, and I go with one of those. And I don't even think about Raising Cane's because I never was around it. I didn't grow up around it. But every time I have it, my mother-in-law is great. She'll order Raising Cane's platters sometimes for family get-togethers. And that Cane's sauce, I mean, it's got bread. I'm a bread guy. Throw the carbs right into my mouth. And that Raising Cane's sauce for their chicken is so good. I would be so excited, Spokane, if you get this Raising Cane's. If it comes in, get hyped. That's my what are you into. The idea that that's coming to Spokane for my Spokane people, I hope I hope this message finds you hungry. So there you go, Spokane, 2025. I think it's in North Spokane. North Spokane has a section. So for those of you not in Spokane, Spokane is the worst place in the world to maneuver. There's the Spokane Valley, there's downtown Spokane, there's North Spokane, there's the South Hill, and none of them are easy to get to from any other place. Spokane decided, look, we're going to make these little boroughs, and then they're all going to have cool things in it, but if you want to access one of them from a different one, we're going to make it so that it takes you half of your lifetime to get there. Oh, you live on the South Hill, but you want to go to Chick-fil-A up north? We will see you tomorrow night for dinner. Oh, you live way up north? You think you want to go out to the Spokane Valley to hit up the Spokane Mall? Yeah, cool. They open at 11 in the morning or 10 in the morning. See you then. It's insane. And so North Spokane all of a sudden did this thing where they realized that's how it was going, and they just got all the fast food restaurants. They were like, look, while they're kind of up in the air, we want them all. We want Chick-fil-A. They got a Mod Pizza up there. They got a Nudo. I know that's not fast food, but they got a Nudo. They got a Chipotle up there. These were all kind of in the last 6-7 years. They already had the Panda Express, Taco Bell, Mickey D's, a Wendy's, and they're all right next to each other. They just jam-packed them in there and said, look, we are your hub for fast foods. Spokane Valley, South Hill, we don't need to come to you. We've got it here. Well done. Spokane's laid out terribly. It's impossible to get around that city. I do not miss that. I miss a lot of Spokane. I do not miss driving in Spokane. What a nightmare. Okay, comments? Shall we? Look at me. Look at me on Monday calling out Colin Cowherd for being a bully, and then I just put on the bully britches and go at Spokane. Let's just take down a city. Bully Sean Widmer. What did he ever do? Okay, couple comments we need to read. Let's start with the one from Sean'sLife.com. On Monday, I discussed dress code and the fact that I have no problem with fancy dress, but I also have no problem with casual dress. Get your work done, and let's judge it by that instead of what you're wearing. Ron said this: I don't dress up that often either. I work for a bank, and we have been working remote for 4 years, but in July, we're moving into a new office in Liberty Lake, and our dress code is business casual. I will lean more on the casual side. Ron, more power to you. I love it. And I'm hoping there's guys and gals there who are dressed up on the big time business side, right? You get that big mix and match, whatever. You get that big jambalaya of looks. And then hopefully everyone's working real hard, and the bosses and America, maybe you guys can be this hub that just trickles out into America. And this branch at Liberty Lake is like the test run for what would happen if someone showed up in a tank top and board shorts, and they did just as good of a job as the person in the 3-piece suit, and everyone's happy, and this is where it trickles out of. Maybe it's going to happen, Ron. You could be part of like a big documentary at some point on Netflix. Hopefully the good kind and not the murder kind. Yvonne said this on Spotify. She did go. Okay, she said, did go to a movie on Sunday with Calvin and Hobbs. Saw If. Great movie with great people doing the voices. It's a movie for all. Adults and kids. Saw The Warriors a few weeks ago. Well, that must have been at like the Garland or something, Yvonne. I've never seen the movie The Warriors. Okay, I was asking for movies. Yvonne, you're the person who said a movie. I might be the Warriors. I got to figure out if I can access it, and if I can, I'm down. I'm down to clown with the Warriors. I'm in. I've heard mixed reviews on If, Yvonne. I've heard good things and terrible things. So I like knowing that you enjoyed it. The people involved in the movie are all people I like, right? The interviews to promote the movie have been with Steve Carell, John Krasinski, and Ryan Reynolds. 3 names I love. So I do want to see it eventually. I have heard enough bad things about it that I'm worried. And I hate that that's distracting me from the ultimate goal of just seeing a good movie. Okay, YouTube. We had a comment on YouTube. You can watch this podcast on YouTube with the 3 other people that do that. I appreciate the people who do that. John said this on YouTube. He said, really been loving the guest episodes. When will you have Dan on for a reunion? I still miss your show with him every day. First of all, John, thank you. He's talking about Dan Dickow, my former co-host of the Dickow and Slim Show. Love Danny Boy. Maybe someday we'll give him a call. That'd be kind of fun. Get in here and razz each other a little bit. Give each other the verbal business. And my favorite thing about that comment, John, and I love you for it, you commented on an episode I did by myself that was too long, of me repeating myself, and you started it off by saying, really loving the guest episodes. I get it, John. Look, I asked for the critiques. That's you doing it. That's you doing your job. Gold star. John, gold star. If I had a prize bag, I'd let you reach into it. In fact, it's something I used to do on the radio show. Go ahead. Here's the make-believe prize bag. I'm holding it out on the YouTube video. Just reach on in there, grab out your prize. I hope you enjoy it. I like the guest episodes too. I do feel sometimes like I'm really getting inside on it, and I forget that I'm doing the podcast and I'm just talking to my buddies. So hopefully that's okay. We'll see. Thank you for listening to the podcast today. Your feedback is welcome. I love what John did. That's my guy right there. Thank you. And as always, if you want to comment, get your comment read, go to seanslife.com. There's a big comment box there. Or if you're listening to this episode on Spotify, there's a Q&A section underneath the podcast. You can comment there. Or you can go to YouTube with the 3 other people and leave your comment there. We read the comments at the end of the next podcast. That's how it works. Thanks for listening. Also on the way out, thank you, Anthony Edwards and Carl Anthony Towns. Thank you for giving me game number 5 on Thursday night. I was not ready to be done with basketball until June 6th when the NBA Finals start. I need more. I'm bummed that the Celtics had to sweep. I don't have a game tomorrow night. This is the first night in forever there's no NBA. I kind of have some sweats about it right now. So thank you, Minnesota Timberwolves, for at least getting us to game 5. Maybe get us a couple more. That'd be great. Goodbye.